we're live. And we're live. Hey, Drip, how you doing, man?
Hey.
What do you have to say for yourself?
What do you mean? I don't got shit to say for no. What? I didn't know.
Well, I guess the people.
I'm leaving.
Welcome to the pre-show, everybody. This is the Drip G podcast, and it is still the Drip G podcast, even though Drip hasn't been half of the show for a good part of a month now.
I am here now, and that is what matters. I'm so happy to be here.
That is what matters. We appreciate you being here. We're happy that you're here. Yeah, there we go. We got a soundboard on the other side of your desk. Got to reach over.
Hang on, I'm getting it closer. Really close. Okay, there we go. Hey-oh.
There we go. So yeah, tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about things that I am underprepared off the top of my dome to remember. Let me look at the little list that we got here. I'm also, lots of things have happened. We're going to go talk about a lot of stuff in the pre-show is going to be its own little mini show here.
Oh, yes.
I got lots to talk about from my end specifically of why we didn't go last week. Last week was more my fault than anything. Why we weren't going here. So this week we're talking about Handheld Boost Mode. That happened. Jumper, you can play with that yet?
Nope.
I have. I got plenty to say on it.
Cool.
We got
I like the idea of it.
Yeah, the EU battery situation for the Switch 2. We're getting a Switch 2 revision. It's going to happen just like all iPhones have USB-C now. Every Switch 2 is going to have a replaceable battery by 2027. That's a factamundo. And the last thing we're talking about, which is the biggest thing, in my opinion. At least it might not be, actually. Actually, Boost Mode's probably the best thing and the biggest thing. But people are talking about this Nintendo report from Bloomberg, or should I say Bloomberg report about Nintendo, regarding the 30% reduction in Switch 2 output in our lovely United States of America. And what that actually means, we'll get to in the actual show. I have notifications to put out. So while I'm doing that, Drip, you tell the people a little bit about yourself, since obviously they've never seen you before. Or at least they probably forgot who you are, seeing as you've been gone for so long.
Yeah. No. I won't do that. I will not do that. I will read some of the chat, though. Metal Mojon, what's up?
Metal Mojon, what's up, dude?
Topped off the happy hour vodka. Love to hear that.
Hell yeah,
Dinner
man.
just finished cooking. Joey Pitt's apple bush. Bush. It's coming back, they say. I haven't seen it. When I'm in grocery stores, I always just kind of like poke my head over to see if there's anything over there. Haven't seen anything yet. Haven't seen anything yet. It's coming though. It's definitely coming back. They said it was. So Geeb, I got the pants for the wedding.
Yeah, buddy.
They don't fit. So that's the whole thing. I ordered them, but they said they don't have them in stock in Pittsburgh. But if I go to the Pittsburgh store, they say I can bring them there, and they will order me the correct size right there on the spot. So I don't have to like wait and return them and then wait for my money back and then buy the new ones.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's I'll have at least new ones on the way this weekend.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm getting married in a couple weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah. I got my real ID today, too, so I'm going to be allowed on an airplane and everything.
For easy flying.
I mean, from the look of it, I'm going to have to go to the airport like 2 days in advance, I think. I'm going to have to go to the airport on what? What day do I leave? On Thursday? I'm going to have to go on like Tuesday.
Hey, man.
That's just to get in the parking lot.
I might have to get there 5 days in advance just to wait in line for pickup.
Yeah, I was going to say just to pick me up.
As imagine what it's like to pick you up, right, rather as in a car, right, opposed to just flying in on an airplane. I mean, that's easy. That's easy pickings compared to driving in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be crazy. I'm not looking forward to getting to the Pittsburgh airport. That is for sure. I am not looking forward to that. Hopefully by the time, give them a couple weeks, hopefully there's at least some actual TSA staff back doing something, hopefully.
Yeah. What's up? I'm going to say hi to chat real quick. What's up, Metal Mojon? What's up, Joey Pitts? What's up, JT? The Full Metal. What's up? Jim Berlanger. Jim. I'm call you Jim.
Jim.
You've been in the chat in my YouTube comments for a while. I just don't know exactly what to call you. Is Jim cool? What do you want to be called, Jim? What's up, guys? Good to see you guys. Yeah. We have been off
Full Metal. I fly out of Pittsburgh.
I thought you were going to
I'll be
fly to
flying
West
out of Pittsburgh.
Virginia. Was that the plan
Huh?
initially? Was your plan initially to fly to West Virginia?
No, not to where you are. I can fly from Morgantown to certain place to DC if I want to.
Oh, so, okay, that's what
and
we're
I can
okay.
go to
So
like
certain
DC,
places.
like Myrtle Beach, but I can go to Clarksburg and fly. I can go to Huntington too and fly a couple places. It's just easier for me just to go up to the Pittsburgh airport. It's just more convenient, honestly. There's more shit there.
Yeah. No, I mean that definitely makes a lot of sense. I can imagine going to the bigger city is probably going to be the best option.
Yeah, I mean the Morgantown. I live. Dude, I can see. You've been on my back porch. Airplanes land like right over there, man. They're very close.
Dude, this water, I don't know what's going on. Every time I drink water, it's like leaving water. I think it even peed on me.
It did pee on you. I see
A
that.
little pee on me. Like leaving water on my desk every time. I don't like it. Yeah, so last week was my fault. Last week, guys, I had oh my God, I had basement in my water. That's what that would be a really big problem. I had basement and water. No, I had water in my basement. The power was out, and it would cause our sub pump to not function because there's no power. We don't have a battery backup, which is something we talked about. We're probably going to acquire for down here for that reason. But when there's always water trickling in this basement. It's partly the reason why I have such heavy audio processing on my audio all the time, because there's always water trickling, and there's the heater or air conditioning's always going, and blah, blah, blah. So
I'm going to find some better music.
Long story short, had to spend lots of hours of physical labor getting the water physically, manually, with buckets out of my basement. Because our generator wasn't working. We had to do with a generator, but the generator wasn't working either. So scooping water for 6 hours, taking shifts was rough down here. And by the time my power back came back on, was plenty of time to do the show. But then the internet didn't come back until like 30 minutes before we would have went live. So it's like I really probably couldn't have done it anyway. I was cutting it way too close, and I was not prepared because I was shoveling water all day. So that didn't happen last week. So we're sorry about that.
Look at that. Jim just came from the Nintendo podcast to watch this.
Thank you, Jim. We're a little bit longer in the tooth than is that the right term? Than the Nintendo podcast. We've been doing this for a lot longer and more consistent than them. I'm just saying, I love Wood. I got his grip. You guys know I love and support Wood. However, my show's my baby, and you should watch mine more than Wood's.
Wait, does he do it live? Like right now as we're doing this?
I hope he doesn't go live on Wednesdays.
Head to head in prime time?
That'd be annoying if it was, because we've been on this time slot for going on 3 years. So,
Jim, is he live doing this? Or
who
does it
wants
just come out at this
who
time?
Who goes live on Wednesday? Why would you go live on Wednesday?
I don't know. I thought that's why we picked Wednesday. I didn't know we were in prime time going head to head with.
Normally it's Thursday. Okay.
Normally Thursday.
All right, good. He can keep it on Thursday. Wednesdays aren't
yes.
night. It's our territory, Wood. This is our territory. Stay away.
Yeah. Let us have this tiny slice, please.
I'm a little out of sorts tonight, guys, personally, because my amplifier that amplifies the audio from my headphones so I can able to hear things more loudly in my ears, more accurately. I blew it up while editing a video last week. I blew it up. I accidentally had the volume up way too high, which caused loud things to happen. And those loud signals were so loud that the amplifier itself fried itself. The headphones are fine, actually, which is crazy. I thought the headphones broke, but it's not the headphones. So I am actually having a little bit of difficult time hearing myself, monitoring my audio as well as listening to Drip at the same time. So that's why I have the amplifiers, so I can hear things. So it's the headphones need some power, and my mixer doesn't provide enough power. So all that said, I'm dealing with that. So I know, first world problems, I know, but just letting you guys know, I'm a little out of sorts tonight. But yeah, we missed way too much news, Drew. We missed way too much news. Like, there's
we missed a ton. We missed like everything.
I've been following it, obviously, but we missed covering it, so we're gonna be covering it here tonight. Hump Day is perfect for Triple G. Yeah, man.
Damn right it is.
Hump Day. Geeb choosing
power up
Carnage.
grip is great. It is great, right? It's good. It's really nice.
Hey, Ty, I got a video on the power up grip coming probably later than I want, but it's going to be probably next month. I'll have that video up for power grip. Hell yeah, because that thing's cool. I want to talk about it, but I got thoughts about it. The guy who sent it to me, I forget his name, but the gentleman who sent it to me, I assume runs the company, is a fine and friendly gentleman. Definitely will say that. So yes, my review will be biased because he's nice. But you know what? Yeah. Nice people deserve, to be applauded. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's got a bad product anyway.
Right. It's certainly not a bad product. Okay. Yeah, I mean, me too, Jim. I mean, spoiler alert. It's not replacing my Satisfy, but we'll talk about it on my channel, which is now relevant. Isn't that great?
I love that. It makes me so happy.
Man. I love it too. It's gonna help a ton with our move. It'll help pay some bills. I'm certainly not making enough money to pay any bills, but it'll assist in the billage.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how's that going? You've had some highly viewed videos. I feel like you got to be doing okay. You'll get a payout this month.
I'm not afraid of being like telling people what's going on. I don't know if I want to share it right here right now, but I'm certainly getting a payout.
Yeah,
which the payout minimum is $100 if you didn't know for YouTube. So I've hit the payout minimum. I'll tell you that much.
That's awesome.
And I'm certainly not. I'm not flowing in cash or anything. You guys can look at my views. You can probably get a realistic view of what I'm making. It's not that much, but it's going to assist with some bills, which is amazing. I mean, that's amazing. And I love doing it. I love making the videos and I want to keep doing it. So that's
hell yeah.
It's good shit, man. Just passive income from what you guys watching ads or being YouTube Premium members, which I recommend if you're not already on YouTube Premium. It's like one of the best streaming services you can purchase if you're a YouTube watcher and you like to listen to music because it throws in a free music streaming service.
Oh my god. You notice I'm looking up at all
this. I see that. I don't know what you're looking at.
Going through a bunch of old pictures that I found.
Yeah.
I found, this is perfect for this time. I found the old 3DS pictures that your brother took of you proposing on the beach.
I mean, I have those photos myself somewhere, but yeah.
I just stumbled across those. And here's you guys at my house after that. Here's you and me with no shirt on in the water. Oh.
Oh yeah, that was a time. That was a good time.
Oh yeah. Okay, there's some good ones here. Look at this. Man. Oh my god, memories. Love it.
Thanks, Metal. I appreciate it, man. Gonna keep grinding. I love making YouTube videos. And that wasn't obvious for all these years of streaming and making podcasts. I do love making YouTube videos, so I'll keep doing it as long as I can. Nintendo all doing
pictures of Chauncey too. The old boy.
Man, the old chap, man.
The old chap.
Can I say this too? I've been doing a lot of Pokopia. A lot of it. Playing a lot with that one girl. It's been a great time. Playing some
Dude, I
Pokopia.
gotta pick it up.
We have an open slot on our island for you to come make a Starbucks on. Like we're just waiting for you to come on and make us a Starbucks.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'll leave you a plot open that you can. Okay. It'll be a while, but
it will be a while. Why will it be a while?
Well, you need to get the game, and then you need to learn some abilities. So play for a few hours, and then you'll be ready to come on, and all those things tallied up. It's gonna be a while.
No, I'll get it done quick.
There's not like a tutorial you have to do anything. That's not what it is. You could just open the game up, play the first hour or two, the basic tutorial, and then do whatever you want. But you're going to want to get some abilities, upgrade your abilities to make building and collection of things easier.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Excuse me. I don't usually eat before the podcast, but I ate lunch today like around 2-ish or so. So like I'm burping up my Taco Bell. So I'm sorry if I'm burping a lot.
Well, it's all right. I won't hold it against you. I had salmon bites and rice and yum
salmon
sauce.
Bites? Tell me about salmon bites. Not familiar.
Okay, so what you do is you take a little, take a big chunk of salmon, and you basically just chop it up into little square chunks. And then what did I put? I have this like tequila lime spice that I put on them, and then a little bit of olive oil and then a little bit of soy sauce. Mix it all up around.
Tell
and
me,
then you
do
put it in-
foil.
No. Just throw them straight in the air fryer. Let it go. 400 degrees, 10 minutes.
The old air fryer.
10 minutes,
dude.
done. Then get you some rice. Just a quick, bag. Put it in the microwave, 90 seconds. Comes out super hot. Put that down. Put the salmon on top. Get a little bit of chopped green onion on there. And some sesame seeds. And then cover it with the yum yum sauce.
Ooh,
Amazing.
yeah, I love the fucking yum yum sauce.
I got the spicy yum yum sauce too, so it's even better. It's excellent. It's a Wednesday staple at my house. After dance class, it's always
salmon bites.
It's always salmon bites. Yeah, we've been
Fancy
doing that
little
since
bitch.
she started dance.
Fancy little bitch. No, I love those. Not your daughter. That'd be rude as shit. You.
Yeah,
not
me,
rude.
I understand. I knew what you meant.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yum yum sauce is something I first had at a sushi restaurant. It's basically just mayonnaise and some heat, right? I mean, it's basically all it is. But
I mean, no, I don't know. It's like sweet. I don't know what it is.
It's got a little sweetness, but I mean, that's the mayonnaise is sweet a bit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Probably just some sugar, MSG, chili powder, and mix it all up. I'm sure there's other things too, but it's awesome. Yum yum sauce is awesome.
Breakfast nachos. Ooh. Sausage scrambled. Yeah. Tater tots. Oh, hell yeah. Queso. Oh, dude, the queso. Gotta have the queso.
Queso is like God's gift. Next
you can
to
put that on anything.
Next to air fryers. Air fryers is God's greatest gift to humanity.
Let me tell you what. You can do anything with an air fryer. All of you at home right now, if you don't have an air fryer, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. Get an air fryer.
Honestly, if you're like, I don't got the space for a moment, get rid of your microwave. Forget your microwave.
Need a microwave at that
Forget
point.
your microwave even exists because you don't need it
Yeah.
anymore.
You don't need it. You really don't. They're great, dude. They are great. They are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Get like a water
2 air fryers.
Get one of those like
dude,
British
make chocolate chip cookies in it. You can. You don't even need a fucking oven. You don't need shit.
It's an oven.
Dude, you can make bacon in them.
It's just an oven that's smaller. That's all it is. And ovens cook food just as well as a microwave. In fact, probably better than microwaves. So like, there's only specific like mainly water-based things is better in a microwave, like soup, or like if you're trying to warm up a mug for tea or something, or coffee or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But like get one of those either get a coffee maker or tea. A coffee maker, or get one of those like electric water
like kettle
tea kettles. Yeah, I mean, there you go. That air fryer, forget microwaves exist. They're no. Oh, hey, reheated pizza is an awesome thing to put in an air fryer.
Oh my god, dude, that's like one of the best things because
S tier.
It's like it comes straight out of the oven.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Now there's a fine line. You gotta be careful. I actually recommend putting some water, not like pouring it on, just like take some water from the sink on your hand. Just flick the pizza top.
Okay, so mine actually
and
has
then put
a
in the air
reheat.
fryer.
Mine has a reheat button, so it cooks it differently. It's like a regular cook, then there's a dehydrate button, and then there's a reheat. So I can do 3 different modes on the air fryer. As long as you do it with the right mode, you ain't gotta do shit. It's perfect.
But the concept of the air fryer, like a microwave, how the microwave works is just shaking water molecules, right? But the air fryer works in a way, it's just blowing hot air. That's how that works. It's just simply blowing hot air. Yeah. By definition, when you blow the hot air on the food, it's going to dry it out no matter what setting you put it on your air fryer. It's just going to dry it out. That's why I recommend foods that you want to stay a little bit more moist, like a reheated pizza. You don't want it to become hard or crunchy. You want a crisp, but you don't want a crunchy pizza. That's not pizza anymore. It's not cracker with cheese on top. So
I'm still good with that.
Listen, I'm just saying, just try it out, man. Try it out. Just flick some water on the top of the pizza. It prevents it from getting too hard and makes a little bit of like a steam going on in there, so it doesn't make the crust too hard. Rehydrates it a bit while it warms it up. It's a good tip. Yeah, air fryer microwave pizza is terrible. When you're like reheating pizza in the microwave, it's like it does not do a good job. Makes the cheese way too hot and bubbly and the crust wet.
Dude, microwaves are awful. I hate microwaves. Air fryers, man, they're amazing. They are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, man.
What time is it? Should we start?
It is time to get going here.
Let's do it. me turn this down.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. I just got a message. I just see a thing on our Discord from Flea. I got an email today from Nintendo announcing that their physical and digital games will be different pricing. This is huge. The announcement didn't say more than that, which is really strange.
I want proof. That's weird.
I trust Flea. Flea's been in the community for a
proof.
while. I mean, this would be Flea would ban Flea if he's wrong. Nintendo announced. We need to add this to the top of the show if this is true.
Hang on. I mean,
Digital and physical price change. I did not see this email or anything. Starting in May 2026, Nintendo will. This is just a good Gemini response, but Nintendo will price physical and digital versions of the new Nintendo Switch 2 games differently. Physical copies costing approximately $10 more than digital.
so are digital
This change will begin with the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book coming out very soon to reflect higher production and distributing costs for physical media. So the physical is going to be $70 on that. The digital is going to remain $60. The question is, are they going to change the old stuff? And let's say there's another $80 game coming. Is that not going to be a $90 game physical and $80 digital, or is it going to be $8 physical, $70 digital?
Where are you seeing this?
Just Google it, man. And it's in our Discord. If Flea just sent us a message in our thing. Here we go. Nintendo.com. Here we go.
Where?
Here we go. I'm going to share my
We
screen.
have to talk about this. Why are we?
Yes,
not
we
talking
certainly
about this?
do. Why is
Don't
my
do it
screen?
yet.
not-
Stop. We'll start the show. We'll do it there. We'll do it.
Well, I know,
live.
man. I gotta make sure this is correct though. Just give me 1 second, and I gotta fix this scene while we're here. Display capture. Okay. There we go. That's the problem. Okay. Beginning May 26th. Yeah. So that there actually is not more information. The cost thing is not confirmed in terms of specific costs, but we're gonna speculate, and this is the top of the show. 100%. Okay. So you ready to go there? Good, sir?
Yep.
Let's do
I
it.
need to find that.
Oh, what is going on with this? There we go. All right, let's get this show rolling, guys. Hey, and by the way, please like the stream if you haven't done so already. It would help. I cannot talk. My mouth is dry. Hold on. Make sure to like the stream. We missed a couple weeks, so help us out if you did that for us. We appreciate it. All right, Drip, let's go. Welcome everyone to the Drip G Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is a guy who's still on our show, Drip Media Gaming. Record this podcast live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also listen to podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And before we do anything, before we say a damn word about anything, before we actually right before we press record, but as we were going live here during our pre-show, we have breaking news to cover.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
I needed breaking news.
What's the
but-
procedure?
Oh, well, I played the draft sound. You didn't hear it, but that's what I stopped talking because anyway, the breaking news brought to us by Flea from the Discord. This actually was hours ago, so thank you, Flea, for putting us on our Discord server. If you're not joining our Discord, please do that. It's in the description, the stream, or the whatever it's called. The breaking news is, as such, beginning in, this is straight from Nintendo. This is on Nintendo's website. I'm going to read you. I'm going to show you as well if you're watching this podcast. Beginning, I'm going to make this bigger too. Sorry. Drum roll, please. Beginning in May 2026 and starting with pre-orders for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the new Nintendo published digital titles exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2 will have an MSRP that is different from the physical version. Nintendo games offer the same experience whether blah 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 blah. As always, retail partners set their own prices for physical and digital games, and pricing for each title may vary. But the official MSRP price of digital and physical games will now be separate and different. The speculation online is that they're going to be $10 differences. So the speculation for Yoshi is obviously we already knew the price. It was $59.99, which we were a little bit happy about because like, oh, okay, cool. We're back at a normal MSRP for this one, but that only tells me that's really a $50 game, right? But now physical games are going, this game's particular is going to be $69.99 to pick up a physical cartridge for. Drip, your immediate reactions to this breaking news.
I mean, how long have I been saying it, man? Digital's better. Just go digital. More proof right here. The games are now cheaper. I don't know what else you need. This is interesting. We're going to learn a lot more as we go here. My biggest question, obviously, is are they going, which way are they going? Are they going to bring digital games back down to the normal 60 that they used to be and keep the physical games at 70 as like the standard pricing? Or is this actually going to be, instead of $70, now every physical game is 80 and then the digitals are 70? Or are they going to go backwards? Because I mean, honestly, I think it's a good thing if they're doing the one. If they're doing the one that goes back to $60 for what they would be charging $70 for, I think that's great. Because one thing, they don't have cartridge prices. They don't have, they don't have shipping. They don't have to deal with any of that. So yeah, that's cool if they're going to give us that savings. But if they're just going to charge $10 more and it's going to be $80 for every game physical, what does that mean? Mario Kart's $90 now?
Well, it says beginning with new published digital titles. So
so they won't
as far
change
as we know,
the old prices.
As far as we know, for now, they're not going back and changing the old price again. So don't let that rumor spread, guys, online. The old, as of right now, which is March 25th, 2026 at 7:31 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern, Nintendo has not officially said that the titles that are currently in the market are changing in price in any way. Those are staying the same, digital and physical. It's starting with this new Yoshi title, and we knew the digital, we knew the price for a while, $59.99, but now we know.
We did.
But now we know that the physical is going to be 60. And I go ahead.
Yeah, we've known that price, and we all looked at that price like, oh yeah, so that was probably going to be a $50 game. But is this just the price? Is this just the digital price that they let be out there?
Yeah,
and they were like, no, it's just going to be that because that's what it is. And everybody's thinking, oh, they're only charging what they would charge 50 for. Now they're charging 60
right.
for. But maybe actually they were like, no, this is a full price game, but it's digital. So it's $60. And they were already thinking about this and just not announcing it then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So first clarification I want to talk with from Jim from the chat. It just said only for Nintendo exclusive. And that's correct. That doesn't mean that other games aren't going to, that doesn't mean other developers, publishers are not going to follow suit. That just means that they make their own prices. Those publishers make their own price for their own games, just like Nintendo does. So that practice could continue and follow from everyone else, third party as well. That's just time will tell on that, and that's personal preference for them. Nintendo's just making this decision for them. My guess is this will continue on for third party too. Third party's going to start doing the same thing. No doubt in my mind that
they kind of have to, don't they? They kind of have to.
I don't know. They don't have to. I don't know. Nobody has to.
I mean,
in fact, if they don't do it, that just makes it look better for them. They may go optically. We might just stay the same. We don't need the extra $10, so we're good. Nintendo might decide that they do need that, even though we all knew they don't. But let's just say they decide.
No, you're right. If they go that way, yeah.
Yeah.
What if they go the other way though? What if it's the other way? What if it's not the more expensive? I'm trying to keep hope alive here that they're not going to start charging $80 for physical games, like across the board. I'm hoping that it's going to be 70 and 60. Would that make third parties then be like, well, fuck, our digital games need to be 60 on the Switch too?
So let me I'm gonna say something kind of long-winded here. So give me a couple minutes here to just say something, because this is something I have previously mentioned in the past. When before we knew that key cards existed, before we knew that prices was going up for Nintendo games, there's speculation. This is during the speculation time that we thought Switch 2 games are going to be more expensive because Nintendo still hadn't rose their prices. What's the right way to say that? Had not increased their prices where like Xbox and Sony already had, right? They were already in the $70 ballpark where Nintendo was still 60. We're like, oh, this is going to be fun while it lasts. But we know what's going to happen eventually. Anyway, excuse me. So I've been saying for a long time that I am in favor of not this, because we still don't know what this is yet. This news, we still don't know exactly what this is. We don't have more details to really go off of yet. But I've been saying for a long time, we should be paying more for physical games and less for digital games. So if the agreed upon MSRP for a full price game is 60, like it used to be, then digital should be 50 and the physical should be 60, because it just is only logic based here. If you guys just, I know as consumers it's like that sucks, but logically, if you're buying a physical cartridge with a case, there is not just the cost of the PCB, the putting the data on the cartridge, the encasing the cartridge, the glue for the cartridge, the paper for the case itself, the printing, the shipping, multiple different levels. I mean, it's not like it's tens of dollars altogether, but it is, when you round it all up, it costs a significant amount of money per game, probably like less than 5% of the cost of the game, if not more, for the price of the game, just to put it out physically. So it would make sense.
There's no way it doesn't. I mean, think about that. Like, just the shipping, the logistics alone have to be crazy. Has to be.
So all that said about that, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to charge a $5 premium, if not a $10 premium, for a physical cartridge. That's what will save physical collectors for the physical games. That's what's going to save us. If we want to remain in this world, if we have to live in this timeline, we can't just agree that reality isn't reality. We do live in this reality. This timeline says that, we want physical games, but it's going to cost us more. I'm fine with that. I've been advocating it. Let's pay more. Let's pay more physical. That's going to keep physicals alive for us collectors. However, here's what I'm confused about. I thought Yoshi was what you would consider a $50 title from Switch 1 era. And those $50 titles from Nintendo were the titles that weren't quite enough to be a full price title, like WarioWare, or name me some other $50 titles. I can't think of any other on top of my head.
Okay, I'll let you go, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those type of titles, the ones that were 50. Yeah.
So
you got more?
So yeah, no, I don't got any more titles. I can't think of any titles. But do you guys know what I'm talking about at home? Like those games that were $50, not $60. Okay, I was under the impression that Yoshi was that $50 title, but the new 50 is $60 because the new agreed upon MSRP for Nintendo and the rest of the crew is $70. So I thought, okay, it's $60. Cool. It's a little. I am expecting a little bit less of a game content wise because it's that lower price, but that's fine because it's the lower price. But now this news that the physical's increasing, I'm not sure what to think.
Yeah, well, I want to remind you of something else too. You're talking about WarioWare and all those other games that were $50. Yoshi's Crafted World was not $50. It was a full price game.
Right. And I don't think this is a spiritual successor to that, do you? I don't.
No, but it's the next Yoshi game. I mean, it wasn't, Woolly World wasn't, this was, whatever, Crafted World wasn't the next I guess it was. This is just the next iteration of the Yoshi game. It's still got the same Yoshi mechanics. It's still a Yoshi game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thinking about it like that, now that you've said that, it makes me think like, well, why wouldn't this be a full price game? Yoshi, I mean, you could make the same argument for Yoshi's Crafted World, that it was like, as you would say, a baby game.
I've never called Yoshi's Crafted World baby game.
Not that one. I'm just saying you've called games baby games. I would just say, if I was gonna, you could call it that's $50, just a baby game. But
yeah.
It was 60. It was full price. So I mean, and I'm thinking like, this is Yoshi, man. We're not talking about Wario. We're talking about Yoshi. He's in the fucking movie, man. He's in the movie. This is a big player.
Yeah.
Which gives me a little bit of extra hope that they are just going to back the prices back down to 60 for digital. And God, I can't wait to make like 50 videos about that and just, digital. Fucking God bless.
I do not see a chance that happens. And I hate to be, the pessimist here. I usually am, let's be honest, but in this case specifically, I really do hate to be the pessimist, but I got to be real. And The only reason that games are now on Nintendo that are 70, not 60, or even 80 for Mario Kart, the reason why we even have to make this announcement randomly like this out of nowhere and not just make that announcement last year with Switch 2, the only reason they're doing this, it's not because they want to try to help us save a buck or they want to sell more games. It's that the current obvious, unless you are completely putting blinders on in current day society, particularly for us here in the States, I cannot speak anywhere else because I don't live anywhere else. It is because of what's going on in our society with Ramageddon and other things that we won't talk about because we're not a political show. But specifically, Ramageddon is a huge problem that is causing everybody to freak out, not just consumers, but these people who sell to us consumers, these companies. They don't want to raise the prices on us. They want to make money. I don't believe that any company is like, I shouldn't say any company. Let me clarify. I don't. Nintendo is not going like, how can we just ruin? How can we suck every dollar out of every consumer, every chance we get until they die? And I'll say, and I'll answer that question. I will. And let me answer that question I just said, because they won't do that because, hey guys, guess what? Without our money, they don't make any money. They make money off of us. If they suck us dry or send us to the point where we don't want to be customers anymore, they're losing money. They can't afford to lose customers. They can afford to make it harder on us by, cutting corners like key cards or raising the price of the games $10 across the board. That's not going to bankrupt anybody. That's just going to make things harder for us. Like if they wanted to bankrupt us, they'd be like, all right, games are $100 now. Or hey, games are $150 now. Hey, the console, it's going to go up to $700. That's
so interesting.
Like what Xbox does. Significant and often changes. That's what's bankrupting us. That's why they're That's why they lost already, because they bankrupted their customers and they isolated everybody. That's why they're dead now. That's why they're dead now and they're staying dead.
You're dead to us, Xbox.
But Nintendo's not quite there yet. They're not making those extreme frequent decisions. They got rid of the what's that, gold coins? They got rid of gold coins. They got rid of vouchers.
Hey, as of when? Whoa. What day is it?
Gold coins.
Yesterday.
Man.
No, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's the last day, I think.
Yeah, they announced the removal of gold coins, something that saved us money, pennies, but still saved us money. They got rid of vouchers, which saved us dollars. They got rid of that. Though they're doing little things here and there to make themselves more money, yes, but to not bankrupt us.
Maybe this is that new thing in place of the coins and the vouchers. It's just like, we're just going to hook you up with cheaper digital games.
In this market, that's like saying during a fire, if you see a little corner, just, oh, look, the fire dissipated in that corner. That means the fire's going away. But then 5 seconds later, ramps up twice as heavy as it was. We're in the middle of chaos right now. And it's obvious that if something like this happens, it means that it's just adding on to the chaos. Nintendo's not trying to find us ways to save us money. They're not doing that. They're trying to find ways to save them money. So and them saving money means making more money. And for them to save money means we pay more money. Doesn't have to bankrupt us, but with saving them, it saves them more money.
I don't know, man. I would love to hear more from Nintendo and get clarification on what this actually is. Yeah, but if we can go back down to 60, that'd be great. You're right. I mean, I know you're being like the pessimistic one here, but I gotta agree with you. That's probably what is gonna happen. It's gonna be 80 and 70, not 60 and 70.
Well, if you think about it, it's already happened because we already had the previous announced price of 60 for this game. It's not like they said, well, now the game's 50 and this one's 60. It's that this one was already 60.
But did they say?
They said
nothing. Did they say that the physical was 60 as well?
No. Well, we didn't have to differentiate these things because there was never a situation where digital and physical were different prices.
Actually did they have it on pre-order at like GameStop or anything like that? I don't know because I don't do that. But is it like pre-orderable other places?
Yeah.
Okay, so
and it was 60.
Okay, so then
this is a price increase. This is not. I know you're being optimistic. You want it to be a decrease. You want to try to flip it that way, and I get that. But There's no other way to look at this current situation right this moment with this game and go, it's a decrease in price. We're only increasing the price. The known price before was 60, and now the physical is now known as 70, whereas before it was previously assumed.
But we
to be
don't know
60.
that for sure yet. My question is this: the people who pre-ordered this at $60 physical, they're going to honor that, or is it like, oh, sorry, you got to pay $10 more?
The answer to that question is, this is from Nintendo themselves. As always, retail partners set their own prices for physical and digital games, and pricing for each title may vary. That is the answer to your question right there. Retailers are going to do what retailers do.
Okay, so they're saying that if you buy a physical version from Nintendo themselves, it will be more expensive. But they're not going to, it's not.
Not just physical, not just Nintendo themselves, but the MSRP, which they set.
So that's what they will sell it at if you buy it off their website.
Correct. Yeah. But not that that's wrong. It's that if the other retailers follow the MSRPs, then they follow the MSRPs.
But they don't have to do that. Yeah,
which everybody follows the MSRP until a sale. Nobody sells a game for less. There's nobody. Amiibos that happens with. Obviously, right now, especially Amiibos go down for price in a while. I can't speak, but the MSRP of these games
may be good for stuff like that, actually. For places being able to mark games down a little bit more or more often. Nintendo
you are
games,
trying so hard to make this a positive.
Done.
I don't see any positive out of this. I'm amazed.
I'm just saying it could happen. You're right. Probably none of this is going to happen. It's probably going to be $80, $90 physical games, and
not 90. We're going too far with that one, but I don't think.
I mean, hey, lucky I'm all digital. That's all I can say. I ain't got to worry about any of this shit. It's either going to get better or stay the same. So it's good for me.
Oh, you have to worry, Drip, because we're only a step away from them going, all right, $10 across the board for Actually, I talked about this not that long ago, and I was kind of seen as, well, Nintendo's not going to do that. It was kind of, when I mentioned this on the show, I forget it was you or other people like who we guest on, but I'm like, another way that Nintendo can help prevent raising the console price is to raise the price of their games. I remember making that argument for, and kind of getting back that that's not going to happen. And now look at what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the reason they're doing it, but like,
I'd
love to know.
We'll never know.
And I feel like this is like an investors meeting question that we'll get the answers to at some point. Somebody's going to ask and be like, okay, what's the deal behind that? And they're going to give at least a vague answer to their investors.
Market conditions is what they're going to say. If they say anything but market conditions, I'd be shocked.
Yoshi pre-order was canceled a few weeks ago when the release date was changed. So now all those pre-orders have to pay. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. That sucks. I don't know. But still, it still doesn't change the fact that Yoshi in the Switch era was a full price game. So in the Switch 2 era, I wonder if 60 was still that full price and they had already done that. And now I don't know. We'll see.
This Yoshi game does seem to appear differently than, let's say, Crafted World, Woolly World before that.
It plays the same though. Like all the
we don't know we don't know enough.
It. They've seen I mean, it looks like the same.
Drip,
game.
You're talking to enemies like you're having conversations with them. You didn't do that in Crafted World. If you watch the trailer of this game, it's pretty obvious that it's not your typical Yoshi's Crafted World, Yoshi's Woolly World of the like. It's not your typical that game. It's definitely atypical.
Even if that's true, that means it's probably more in depth, which means it should definitely be a full price game. That's what that's what I want to know. I want to know if Nintendo is doing their tiered pricing or whatever it is, if this is considered a AAA full price game, or if this is one of the lower notches. That's the question I want answered like now, so I know. Then then that gives us the answer to the rest of this too. But I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting.
Yeah, that was the breaking news that we did not plan on talking about in this show, and we already had a super packed show to discuss with you guys here tonight. So I guess, Drip, we can get in to our first topic of the night, which is going to be, well, not a second because we did breaking news. Handheld Boost Mode. Let's get right to it. Yes, if you did not hear, the Switch 2 now has a new feature from update 22.0, whatever it is. And this update added a new feature called Boost Mode. So if you haven't heard, it's basically taking the extra performance that you gain when you dock your Switch 2 or Switch 1. It's a Switch 2 feature only, by the way. And you get to benefit from that extra performance in your handheld play. You just toggle the setting on, and it's as if you virtually docked your Switch 2. The drawbacks are your battery life will decrease. End of drawbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see this as a bad thing. I know there was a few little things here and there, like little, just like weird things that happened in docked mode in some of those games that are like, that carries over. But other than that, like, dude, this is great. This should have been at launch. This should have been already
100%
a thing.
100%.
It's great. This is great.
The benefits are that your games are going to run at a higher, some games, not every game, but some games, a lot of games still, will run at a better resolution than previously played upon before this update.
In handheld. They're
in
basically
handheld mode.
In their docked mode forms in handheld.
Very few games like have like an unlocked frame rate when you dock it. Those few games will just have an unlocked frame rate while you're in handheld now. But where this really shines in a broad way is any of your Switch 1 cartridges / digital games. Any of them.
Yeah.
Those games are going to more specifically have a big boost in resolution. Across the board.
The ones that were like 480p when you're playing handheld, at least you're getting like 720 now handheld.
Or 1080. I mean, a lot of cases it goes
if
with
it
1080.
If it's like unlocked for if you're
that depends
actually able
on,
to do that.
That depends on the developer, whether Nintendo or not. If the developers enabled the game to run at a 1080p on the Switch, even if it didn't hit it before, now it will hit it. It will force the game to run.
Now they could go back.
At the 1080.
Now they could go back and even unlock that shit. Now I don't know how that works, so I'm not a developer.
They're not going to do that.
But I feel like you could run
Some
back in there and be like, oh no, we can push this update to this game real quick and make it run even better if you're going to let it do that.
Devs can do that. Devs can do that.
So it just it's so funny because I've said this a lot, especially in the past, like, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months maybe. Like, man, this is all the shit that we were like, man, I hope we can have this. Hope we can have this as Nintendo fans. Man, I hope we can just get like this and that. Like, it's just, we're actually getting these things now. It does make me smile a little bit because these are things in the Switch era. We were just like, 480p handheld is that bad. It's a small screen. It's playable. It's fine. Now look at what we got, man. Like, no, it ain't no PS5 Pro, but damn, dude. Like, dude, look at Resident Evil 9. This is when we talked about it. Like, look at it. Like, dude, speaking of Wood, I watched his video that ended up being a Resident Evil 9 video. I don't watch a lot of his videos, but I did watch that one. And he kept saying, like, oh yeah, look at this PlayStation footage of Resident Evil 9. He's like, psych, it's Switch 2. And he actually had me going on both the times he did it in that video. I was like, oh, that does look really good though. And he was like, oh fuck, it's Switch 2. Holy shit. Got me both times. I love that that's a thing now. I just love that. It's great. And the fact that Nintendo is kind of going with that and keeping, up to date with things and making things better. Like, I love it, man. Now, can we get fucking YouTube? Please. Disney Plus.
I mean, YouTube's like, why did we get rid of YouTube? But like,
please,
Netflix.
Jesus.
Hello. Hulu was there for a long time. Hulu was already.
I can tell you this.
Hulu was on Switch 1 before they got rid of it on Switch 1.
My Nintendo Switch 2 would never fucking leave my side if I just had the rest of those apps. I'd have it all the time. I would use it for everything. There's docks in every room. I just pop it in there.
Yep.
Like, who cares about scrolling on my phone? Give me TikTok, man. Can I get TikTok on the Switch 2?
No, we're not going that far. I mean, the Switch 2 is not replacing. It's not replacing an iPad in any way, shape, or form.
No,
iPads are still better.
Can we just get the basics? I know I always get into this, but god damn it, man. Come on. Yeah. How long we gotta wait? A full year? Is it gonna be a full year?
So it's like, so the apps are gonna be the same thing that we had Switch 1 era when we were talking about themes. See, this is the new themes. We're never getting
No.
apps. Just like we never
Don't
got
say
themes
that.
and we never will get themes, we're never getting apps again. They're just
Fuck
they're
themes.
moving.
Keep the themes. Just give me fucking Hulu. Give me Netflix.
They're not doing it. And I'm so sure about it because they haven't done it yet. We're at this point, Drip, we're about to approach 1 year of this console
We're
being
getting
on the
there.
market.
How long did it take them to put that on? I'm going to look it up. How long did it take them to put YouTube on the first Switch?
I don't know.
I don't either.
But we're never getting it. We're never getting.
We are, though. We are.
We're not. I mean, maybe we'll get YouTube back, what we had on Switch 1. We'll get that one back at some point. Google's probably working on that. But we're not getting the other stuff. Just not going to happen.
Oh. This is so old. I got excited for a second. It's old.
What are you talking about? Oh, stop that shit. Okay. But yeah, I have experience with this handheld boost Drip.
It took a year. It took over a year.
Okay.
November 8th, 2018.
That's 2 years, homie.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
Almost 2 years. Took almost 2 years.
We'll come back to this in 2 years, guys. But for now, I want to talk to you about my experience with Boost Mode, Drip.
Yes, tell
and
me all about it. Do you love it?
remember the game that I wanted to have a Switch 2 port of, or at least an upgrade that we never got?
Yeah.
What game was that?
Hyrule Warriors, the Age of Calamity?
Guess what the first game I tried was?
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
No, because they already have Switch 2 update for that. So.
Yeah, my bad. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was a joke. I know. How did it run, Geeb? How did it run?
Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. You did not play ball on that joke at all. Is improved in a way that I was surprised by. So, on Switch 2, it doesn't make the frame rate any better, and nor does it change anything with this boost mode, because obviously when you docked Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity on Switch 2 or Switch 1, it did not make the frame rate any higher.
No, it did not.
So it doesn't. The same thing applies in this mode, because this mode just simulates docking. So that's a bit of a bummer. However, things like dynamic resolution kicked in a lot, and that means that basically the resolution will get lower at certain points to help boost the game.
Right.
It doesn't do that anymore, because the Switch 2 has the power to run the game at a higher resolution.
Oh, so it's
now
keeping it just at a higher, at least
it's just
higher
keeping it
fidelity,
at a
it's just
higher
lower
fidelity.
frame rate.
It's not, and it's not just things like resolution, which it is obviously higher. When you go back and forth, and you can watch other people's videos online who actually did direct comparisons showing you when you turn it off and turn it on and see the difference. It's significant. And every game's gonna be different. But with my experience with Hyrule Warriors, it's not night and day, but it's like 540p to 900p different. For sure.
Okay, I mean,
it's almost
that's
twice
still
the
pretty
resolution.
significant. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's like woo. It's not like a crisp 1080 or even like a crisp 4K, not even close. But it looks really good. I'm like, wow, this is just for a software update being pushed without any money being spent. This is great. This is fantastic.
Dude, I mean, I love that they're doing this stuff. I really do. I really love it. What's the next thing they could do like this? What's the next like big quality of life update that we could see on the Switch 2? I know this was one that people were talking about, like the true nerds were talking about this early. Like, oh, you can just unlock it and make it playable like as the docked mode. It has enough power to do that. Like, people were talking about it early. I didn't give it much thought until it actually happened. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, actually, to be honest, I think the next thing that makes sense to do is to make Boost Mode available in the home menu. When you press and hold the home button, just make it available there, because it's literally as simple as turning it on and off. You can, while you're running the game, you don't have to close the game.
Put that in that quick menu. You mean
right? Just put it in the quick menu.
I like that. That's a good idea. That's a nice little quality of life thing. I feel like there's just still so much stuff they could do to improve. I mean, even just in that area, just to improve Switch 1 games on Switch 2. I mean, we've seen the small updates they did to the ones like the quiet updates, the little list of the free updates.
Yeah.
For, I mean, what was it, like Mario
Odyssey.
Odyssey, and yeah, like I don't know. There was a small list of those.
A lot of them. A lot of those games got like Switch 2 updates where they run at 4K now.
Like that's something
run
we
at a higher
haven't
frame
got.
rate.
We haven't got like a second list. You know what I mean? Of like, here's those. But does that mean all of them are just going to get Switch 2 editions, and we're going to be paying more for them?
No, I think we're getting no more Switch 2 editions. They did that already. That's my opinion on the matter there.
Oh, dude, I bet we get a boo. I think you're wrong about that. I think we're in for a Wii U game port style event, but for Switch games getting Switch 2 editions on the Switch 2. I think it's gonna be the same thing. I think they're gonna supplement their new game library the same way they did on the Switch, but instead of just Wii U ports, it's just Switch 1, Switch 2 editions. I think we're gonna get it the entire way.
I hope so. I really do. That makes sense. It would make
if they're like
some money.
$5, if they're like $5, I'm with like the Animal Crossing thing. Fuck yeah, like $5. Of course, I'm gonna upgrade it.
Well, not all of them will be, because what they're gonna do, if they do more of these Switch 2 upgrades, it's gonna be like this new this Mario game's coming out, the Mario Wonder, gets its Switch 2 update, but it also gets DLC to make that price $20 now instead of $10 or even $5 like Animal Crossing. That's what we're gonna be seeing. If they do it again, it's that stuff where they add a little bit more content via DLC, and then they upgrade the frame rate and resolution and call it a Switch 2 version. $20 or more.
Just depends. Yeah, depends on what the game is, I guess. But yeah, I think we're going to see that the whole way through. I think we're going to see that for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
It just feels like they would have done it already, because I mean, really, what's taking them that long to do it in the first place with these other titles?
What do you mean, Switch 2 editions?
Yeah, what's taking them so long to do them?
Nothing. That's the thing, though. They've already come out and said that Nintendo is telling people like, yes, we're gonna have new games, but like these games are bigger. They take longer to develop. You should definitely look at your Switch games, and if you're getting a Switch 2 and you haven't had a Switch 1, like look at those games. They work. They're Switch 2 editions. I see them saying that as we're gonna give you a ton of Switch 2 editions in between these games because we're not gonna be able to keep up the one a month or one even every other month for the entire time. They're gonna give us Wii U port style stuff. It's just gonna be Switch 2 editions the whole way through. I guarantee it. I'd put money on that.
I hope so. I do. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'm fine to continue to be wrong. I just don't get the feeling, because we would have seen another one already. I guess technically we didn't. Did we get a Xenoblade just recently?
Dude, we're getting another one tomorrow. Mario Wonder.
That was previously announced a while ago. We knew that for a while. It's nothing new.
But I'm saying when
new
we
announcements.
Direct, we will have new Switch 2 edition announced for sure. 100%.
Right. I will reserve my pessimism. What's the word? Pessimism?
I don't know.
Skepticism. I will reserve.
There you go.
There we go. I will reserve my.
You can be both if you want.
Yeah. I will reserve my skepticism until after the direct to see if we get new Switch 2 upgrades.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be getting a lot of those.
Yeah, Switch 2 additions is what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the revision to Switch 2 that's going to happen for sure. It's just a matter of if they're doing it anywhere outside the EU. And that is the fact that the EU is requiring companies to, as a part of the right to repair initiative that's going on around the world, but the United States is seemingly behind. And let's be honest, not that surprising. They were kind of going backwards on a lot of things right now. So not surprising that they're not being progressive enough to go, hey, right to repair is a thing you should have. Just like, old mechanics from the 50s, when you could repair your car and you had the right to do so. What if they just said, no, you can't repair cars anymore? It's not allowed. You'd be pretty upset, wouldn't you? And that's us right now in 2026 problems. We're pretty upset that we can't repair our tech like you used to be able to repair other things. Like let's say the government told you, hey, you're not allowed to repair your toilets. You have to pay the government $1 million to repair your toilets now, or replace them. That'd make it pretty angry, wouldn't it? Yeah, so it's making us pretty angry in the real world that we can't repair our tech easily. So this right to repair initiative is a good thing, and the EU is forcing Nintendo to comply. In this regard, it's going to be for battery replacements. It's step by step with this stuff, but this first step is battery replacement. So now it's going to have user replaceable batteries. Now, what that exactly means is TBD. It could mean a litany of other things. If you want to speculate on that, feel free. But basically,
give me some examples of what that could mean.
Well, now,
to me, I look at my Switch 2 right now, and I'm like, that battery is very replaceable. Couple screws.
Have you tried
some things off? I haven't looked inside of that one. Okay, a Nintendo Switch battery, I feel, is pretty replaceable.
No, it's
not. Why not?
Because the amount of it. Well, there's many layers to this. This is the first and biggest hurdle. Well, it's not the first hurdle, but it's the last and biggest hurdle. The amount of adhesive used, yes, Jim, by 2027.
Okay.
The adhesive is a problem. Now, if it was just like a slab of metal, that's no problem. You just get enough icy. Well, it's a problem, but it's less of a problem because it's just a slab of metal. You just get enough isopropyl alcohol, a nice wedge, and give yourself some leverage, and you pop it out. The issue is with batteries, you can't bend them. And you certainly can't risk puncturing them. And the amount of adhesive means that you have to put so much alcohol with so much force,
the
with
adhesive
potentials.
Part I am forgetting about because that is a pain in the ass. That's even with the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, but
if you don't get it put back on there right, then you put your Joy-Cons back together. Fucking battery's rumbling in there every time the rumble motor goes off.
But on top of that, the amount of screws and steps it takes to even get to the battery is another layer of this. The battery is the first thing that goes on computers of all types. And it needs to be the easiest thing to replace
most
for that reason.
Honestly.
Yeah, that'd be like saying it's kind of like your car where like it's similar to that. Like your dashboard, something goes wrong in your dash, like your electric thing goes wrong. You have to like remove everything on your dash to get to it these days. That's terrible. That should be changed too. But in this case, it's like, man, the simplest thing, the battery, which is going to go by 2 years of you owning the Switch 2, it's getting so much use out of it. It's draining so quickly and recharging so quickly that you're going to need to replace that thing in a couple of years, probably, maybe 3 years to get optimal battery. So ways that we could what this could mean, how they could change it. You remember the 3DS? That's my least favorite option, but that is the most likely option, where it's literally one Phillips screw with a battery door, and then it pops right out. That is like the most obvious,
would be an easy one. I feel like that's too easy though. That's like a little too easy to get in there.
It also would require probably a lot of redesign, which I don't think Nintendo's going to comply with that.
Okay, and that's kind of where I'm going to go with this, because this is the thing that I'm like, okay, 2027, little early, but is that when they're like, the redesign, like we're going to still have this other Switch and it has a replaceable battery, they just do something like weird? Do they is that when the actual redesign comes for like the OLED or the Pro or whatever it is, the light? I mean, not the light. I guess we'd have to have something that's actually doing what they say they're supposed to do. Because even the Switch itself, the one we have now, the Switch 2, has to be fixed, correct? Or they'd have to stop selling it.
They'd have to stop selling it.
Okay. So
unless there's something, hold on, right? Unless there's something I'm not aware of, which is very possible, that there's an exception for products released at a certain point. That's all. That is.
So they're saying like, if you're going forward, new things that you're making. That's where
you're taking some jumps there that I don't want you to take, because we don't know. We don't know if there is any contingencies.
We have no idea.
It could mean like this could affect cell phones. I mean iPhones. I mean, what's wereplaceable battery mean for that? We're not going back to the days where you pop it out like the old batteries. That's not going to happen. So my guess. These are still just guesses.
Were the days though, right?
It was
you
pretty
had
great.
A couple batteries with you in the backpack, like dude. Pop a battery in there. It's good.
My guess is that there's still screws involved, and you got to get inside the case. They're not going to redesign everything to accommodate a 3DS style pop-off battery. But the adhesive's going is gone. You can easily solve this, Drip, by just attaching your batteries to a metal or plastic plate, and then that plate just screws out with one or two screws.
Yeah, and instead of adhesive, you just put some padding in there to keep it from rattling around and moving where you want.
Well, not necessarily. What I'm saying is the whatever the battery is adhered to is separate from the frame, Whereas
you mean so it's just connected, like the little metal piece you're talking about is already like adhesive to the battery.
yeah, so like an example I can give you, I don't have it in front of me with me right now, but like a PS5 battery I'm familiar with, that's encased in plastic and then screwed in with a screw. It's super easy to replace a PS5 controller battery once you get in there, because all you do is there's no adhesive, it's not an open battery, it's encased by plastic, and then you just unscrew a screw and the plastic chassis of the battery with the battery all pops out at once.
Oh, it
and
all comes off.
Yeah, no adhesive at all. So that's the kind.
That's still. And think about that. Is that actually like that's what you were talking about earlier too? Like, is that actually like replaceable for everybody? Because you still got to get in there to do it. That's the thing.
I don't think the goal is to make it replaceable for everybody. That's a pretty broad way of looking at it. I don't think that we're taking baby steps. These are all just baby steps, dude. So like this is just another baby step for the Right to Repair Act
more easy, yeah,
to make it more accessible as we keep going. Okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So
okay.
I hope that it's the same. I hope they don't redesign much of anything. I actually really like the way the Switch is currently designed.
I do too. I really like it, yeah.
Especially in the outside one we're referring to specifically. I can't speak for the inside. I've not taken apart the entire Switch 2. Joy-Cons I have, but not the whole Switch 2 body itself. I think it's fine the way it is. There's only like 6 screws to get it to open up the back, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're in. And the battery is probably a little bit more. There's more steps to that to get to the battery. I think that's all going to remain the same, speculatively. And then the battery itself, it's already kind of tailor-made to where they can just fit a new battery that's just at a screw post and make it encased in some plastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out. If they have to do it, there's not like they're going to be like, sorry, you just don't get any switches over there anymore.
Not even close. That'd be crazy.
They'll figure it out.
Nintendo will
figure that
comply.
out. I'm like, there's so much stuff we're talking about tonight that's just like, man, I can't wait to see how this unfolds. We don't really have a lot of answers to anything. Like this whole pricing thing, this battery thing, who knows? I mean, we could be getting a brand new Switch.
Yeah, this is a great. Yeah, we could. This could intersect. Nintendo just could decide. We're already planning on releasing a revision. Let's fast track it a bit because the next question is the EU version that because it only has to be for EU. It doesn't have to be for anywhere else yet. But
why
are they only gonna? Just like there's a Japanese version right now that's not physically different, but there is a Japanese Switch version. Are we just going to get region Switches again? Is this the EU going to get their own Switch?
It's the same, though. Think about it, though. It's still the same Switch. Like that Japanese Switch, the only thing different about that is software-based, correct?
Yeah.
So they're still coming off the same assembly lines.
Well, actually, it's not just software-based. It's just language-based. It only has one language.
Okay,
it only has
that's
Japanese.
What I mean. That's what I'm saying. It's nothing to do with the actual hardware itself. That one that comes to America could also go to Japan and be sold for half the price. They're the same.
The same.
So why? That's the thing. Why would you make an entire different assembly line, especially now with the way things are right now? Why would you make an entire different assembly line just to take these ones to Europe? One, it's not even your biggest market. Why make a whole assembly line just for them? Two, making a separate assembly line to the other, to the one, it's like, oh, we have to make this one Switch this certain way because these people have to have it that way. You might as well just do it across the board, right? It makes way more sense to do it that way.
I would think it would make a lot of sense. I think it has a lot to do with like what happens to the old stock. Are they allowed to still sell the old stock in Europe? If they're not, then it makes more sense to take the stock from Europe, ship it out, sell it everywhere else, and just sell these the new versions in Europe, and everywhere else gets the Europe stock.
That's also an idea. Another thing that I'm thinking now is like, I know Nintendo hasn't done this previously because of the way that they're still selling the original Switch right now. And when the OLED came, the original Switch stayed, obviously. But like if you look at like Sony, they had their original sized PS5s, but when the revision came out, those big PS5s eventually just left. They went away.
Yeah.
These were just the new ones. You know what I mean? And then the Pro came and they were like kind of the same size. Nintendo could do something like that. It's like, this is the same Switch 2. It just, maybe it's a little thinner. They probably wouldn't do that.
Well, you remember the V2 Switch, don't you?
There you go. It could be a situation just like that.
I think that's the most likely
I actually
outcome.
forgot completely that happened until you just brought
You were,
that up. So
it
thank you.
sounded like you were describing it perfectly, I guess, but you just didn't remember that. That
I
literally
forgot that was a
happened.
thing completely.
Not because
Well,
of an
those were
EU
the
regulation,
same.
but
Those were the same. They had
No.
they had just an upgraded chip. The
That's not
chip was different.
yeah, it's not
But
the same.
The build was the same.
I think
Yeah.
there were minor differences. I think they might
don't
have
think
changed
there-
the
I don't
size of the
think there
heat
were
pipe or
any
something like that.
I don't think there were any differences.
I gotta
think it
go
was
back and watch a
just-
video on that.
Well, yeah, we'll have to look. But either way, you're right. They could do it like that, where it's just inside. There's like you said, the batteries put in there a little bit differently. Maybe the screws on the back aren't allowed to be the tri-wing screws anymore. They have to be Phillips head or something like that. That fixes your problem right there. And then it's not a lot of changes in your assembly line, not a lot of changes with really anything, and you can just keep rolling.
Yeah, I think the most likely is the V2 Switch 2. Just like we had a V2 Switch 1, we're getting a V2 Switch 2. No European version only. That's just because of the European Union, Nintendo will have to make this V2 quicker than they wanted to and probably have different plans. They were not planning on making any battery changes. Guarantee you that. There is one drawback to all of this beside that might not be talked about right now. I'm not sure. It could be talked about online right now. But that is because of this, because of the way that the redesign the battery. Does this mean our Switch 2 is getting worse battery life? If they have to shrink the battery a bit to add, if they go with the option that I'm going with, right, which is encasing the battery in something, that means that there has to be more space inside to fit this casing, and they're not going to make it any thicker, right? So either they do a significant redesign on the inside to accompany the same type battery with a little bit more bulk on it from a plastic case,
or the same thing happens because you reminded me of this being a thing. The V2 Switch had a more efficient chip, better battery life. So even if they have to make the batteries smaller, maybe they've got a more efficient chip to throw in this revision as well, and it can offset the battery.
That chip is from 2021. That's an old chip in the Switch 2.
They could
I think
easily
by
have an upgraded
2027, by 2027 makes a
upgraded
lot of sense to have easily upgraded the chip in there.
That would fix the battery issue even if they had to make it smaller. And at that point, when you're doing that, I mean, come on, why not just put whatever whatever it needs in there to run the latest version of DLSS that we're probably going to be locked out of eventually here.
Yep. So that's the EU battery situation. I am curious to see where this goes. We got a couple of years to worry about it, but
yeah,
it is. I think it's going to be happening.
We'll check back in a year.
And finally, the last topic for tonight, the very complicated issue of the Nintendo's announcement of reduction in units to the United States of America.
Man,
do you have that anthem music still?
Why do we even talk about any of this stuff? Why did we talk? Because none of it matters. Nintendo's going to shut down. They're going out of business, dude. They're done. They're done.
They're done.
I mean, they might as well close Nintendo of America. Good thing Reggie got out when he did. That's all I can say. Doug Bowser, he's like, man, I can see the writing on the wall. I'm out of here.
Okay. I don't normally do this, but I kind of want to do this because Kit put it so well. Kit from the Kit and Krista podcast put out a YouTube short. And they are the number one people that I want to be listening to right now and for this specific issue, as they used to be in the marketing department for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Specifically the Nintendo Switch 2. And Kit put out something that I would like to play for you guys. So let's go ahead and play this audio and video for you guys watching the show right.
All right, we got to talk about this new Bloomberg article, which is claiming that Nintendo is pulling back on Switch 2 production because the system is not meeting their expectations. If you're a Nintendo fan, I don't think this is something that you should be worried about, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. Reason 1, the story says that the Switch 2 is not meeting Nintendo's expectations. If you have listened to our podcast where we used to work at Nintendo and we share all sorts of stories, you know that sometimes Nintendo's expectations are extremely high to the point where you sometimes wonder, is that even possible? So even if the system is not hitting the highest of high expectations that Nintendo has, the sales could still be really good to the point where they're setting records. They can set a record and still not meet the expectations. That's how high it can be. So when I see something like this, it's like, that doesn't really mean much to me. Second, there is a very rocky relationship between this particular writer at Bloomberg and at Nintendo, to the point where Nintendo has actually come out on their Twitter before and claimed specifically that an article that was written from them was not true.
So you're
and
telling me
take it
Nintendo's
from me,
not gonna
it
close
takes a lot for them to come out and publicly denounce a piece of writing from a media outlet like they did here. And this was something that we had to deal with a lot internally, where an article would run from this person and we would see it and be like, I'm not sure about all of this information.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there because he now he gets into some more speculative things, but I mean this is all his speculation anyway. But the point of the bulk of the meat of what he was talking about just was already put out. So two things. The second thing I'll start with first. There has been some friction with this person who wrote this Bloomberg article that announced this, and Nintendo before. This is not the first time that the Nintendo actually had to go out and denounce something that this article writer
say
wrote.
that's not true. Yeah, we don't.
And said that's not true. And also the obvious thing here is that, obvious, not necessarily obvious. I shouldn't say that because I didn't immediately think of this myself. But so not, I wouldn't say it's obvious, but something more obvious. Someone like Kit who's experienced with it. Nintendo had really high expectations. They set really high expectations for this Switch 2.
Yeah. Oh my
so
God.
high that they
Christ, look at what was happening before the Switch 2 was announced, and like look how the hype was crazy. It was crazy. It was nuts. Of course you'd have sky high expectations, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, basically the only thing following that is they met those expectations and exceeded them in certain regards last year. But yeah, we covered already that the holiday sales last year was pretty low for the United States. And that's pretty much the cause of this announcement. But Nintendo sets their expectations so freakishly high, according to Kit, not just us, but according to Kit, even when going back to his era, the guy who worked there, that it's not surprising that they only need to reduce it by 30%. Just their expectations. They're just adjusting their expectations is all this really is. It's resulting in less units being shipped to our country, yes. But it's really just a philosophy change here for the United States that we're just we're adjusting our expectations because we're going through shit right now. If it's not obvious enough yet, the United States is going through some shit right now.
That is true. That is true. But I got to say this because it's also true. I don't think they would have had to have done that maybe quite as much. Maybe it would have only been 15% or 10%. If we would have had, I don't know, a 3D fucking Mario announced, or I don't know, maybe some idea of a Zelda game, or I don't know, give me any of the other giant franchises that we have nothing for right now. Like I know we got Mario Kart, but like we are like 3D Mario at this point. Like we are so far away from when that should have been shown, announced. Like at this point, that's an actual real, like I know Pokopia is something like people are pumped about. That's awesome. That
and
was
it's selling
unexpected.
Switches out, even in the United States. I went to my Walmart the other day, the Walmart that always has them stocked full to the brim.
Mine was gone too.
And they're all gone.
Too, mine. Yeah. Mine was empty too. I thought that was really weird because they're never
First
empty.
time. I actually never saw sold out Switches. As soon as the Switch was launched, the first couple weeks, yes, we had some issues. Just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But as soon as the first couple weeks were over, there was
Mm-hmm.
always at least a handful, if not a full case for this entire time.
That wasn't expected. This was a game that was going to be like, oh yeah, people are going to like this. It's going to be a good game. It's Pokemon and people will buy it, whatever. This is taken off. This is like
a system. It's a system seller is what it is.
It is
literally,
now a system
by
seller
definition.
that they didn't see coming. But like, okay, where were the ones, where are the games that you know are system sellers? Because we have not, I mean, Mario Kart at launch, but like, I'm sorry, Donkey Kong's not a system seller. Metroid Prime 4 is not a system seller. It's not.
It could have been if they marked it. If they would have put more time into it and not, well, I shouldn't say more time. They put a lot of time into it.
Jesus, how much more time do you want to give them?
If they would have handled the marketing way better and not fucked up the beginning of this, it would have been a system seller.
Yeah, maybe.
This would have been their next. Maybe. This would have been a Halo for Nintendo, and it's not. It's just not.
It should be. You're right. It should be. It's not, but it should be. But the problem is, the main problem with this is, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in charge of Nintendo. I don't know what the thought process is now. They seem to be a lot more data driven than taking the big swing driven like they used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a lot more data driven these days. You look back at Nintendo, I mean, even, you know what? Here's a fun little fact. Let's go way back in history real quick. We're going to take a little ADHD side quest. Are you ready?
Sure.
I need theme music for that.
So you need like Zelda side quest music. Like
Yes,
Link,
okay.
like the Link music
So-
in Breath of the Wild. Well, he's like there's like the literal side quest music, dun, 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 like whatever.
Yep,
Like
I need that. Okay, anyway, now we're doing a side quest of a side quest. Back onto the side quest.
that's my specialty.
Okay. Did you know that when the NES was launched in the United States, that they did focus groups before it was launched? And this was what, 1984 at the time? They did focus groups, and they were basically told this thing ain't gonna work. Like, nobody here's gonna buy it. It was in the era of video games when Atari was just like off, like nobody cared anymore because the games weren't quality. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody was into games like that in the United States. So Nintendo came to them, took a gigantic swing. It's crazy if you know what they used to do. And they've done this up until recently. They found a way to get their consoles into the United States, and they only released them in 1985 when the NES released. Did you know it was only released to select stores in New York City only? That was the only place it was. It was only in New York. And they were like, if you can make it in New York, you can make it in the United States. Here's what they had to do. They put these things in stores, and they told them, you don't have to pay us till the end of the year. And anything not bought at the end of the year, we will buy back. We'll buy back.
I think I heard
it was
about
basically
this.
like
Yeah.
these stores were just like, okay, whatever. It ended up flying off the shelves. It was crazy. And then Toys R Us tried to pick them up and was like, you should expand into a few other markets. And Nintendo was like, nah, we're not going to go into a few other markets. We're going nationwide, and we're doing it right now. And they did, and the rest is history. Huge swings. They don't do that. My point to say all that is they don't do that now. The people in charge of Nintendo right now, you can tell by several things. One, what did I see this? I saw something the other night. It was focus group type stuff, but it was about the Switch 2 or the Nintendo Switch name in Japan. It was Sunbro.
Okay.
He had something. It was I was loosely watching it, but it was focus groups, and they were talking about recognizable household names in Japan. The number 2 household name, like that everyone recognized and reacted to, was not Nintendo. Nintendo was down on the list. It was Nintendo Switch. Higher. Only under YouTube. So taking that data, they said, okay, we're not calling this the Switch U, because that's what they would have done. Take a big swing, make a nice, oh yeah, it's not the Switch. It's not the Wii, it's not the Wii for us, it's the Wii for you. That was like the whole
No
marketing,
offense
the
to
Wii U.
Reggie, because this was kind of his look, but that that gelled hair, slick back, suit wear, like, yo man, we're in a different dimension with this one. Ain't just your next Switch. This is the Nintendo Power Glove. Or this is the zap zap boo ba ba ba.
Dude,
pow,
okay,
pow.
dude, don't talk shit on the Power Glove, because people love that shit. But
You know what I'm talking
no,
about. though.
this is it though. This is what I'm saying. Like, they are data driven now. They look at that and they're like, yeah, fuck this. Switch 2. We're not even going. Why the hell would we go away from this in any way? It's the second most recognizable, name of anything out there in Japan right now. Like, why the hell would we go away from it? That's the difference of what they're doing now. That's the difference. So, I don't know. I feel like they are looking at all this stuff, and that games that they are releasing, when they're releasing them, I feel like there's a plan. I don't like what they're doing right now. I hate it. To bring this all full circle, I hate the fact that we don't have a Mario. I hate the fact that we don't have a Zelda. I hate the fact that we haven't seen anything about either of those things. But I feel like they know what they're doing in the long run, and maybe even those big expectations are just like, we're gonna keep we expect big things because that's what we expect. Because we hold ourselves to a high standard, and that's fine. If we have to back it off, slow down production a little bit, it'll be fine. But we're gonna keep this going for the long haul, and we know how to do it because we have the data behind it, and we know exactly how to make sure to keep people hooked as long as we need them to be hooked for how. So I could be totally wrong about that, and they could be about to just crash and burn hard because they don't have a Mario, but probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, here's a good one from Spartan. And by the way, I had something to say, and I kind of forget what I was going to say. That's okay.
That was a super long side quest. Thanks for staying with me on that. I appreciate it.
Spartan says, I lost interest in my Switch 2 because they've told me nothing. I was hyped at the beginning. And I can understand that. I mean, it's going to take a lot for me to not care about my Switch 2 anymore. It's like the only place I want a game. And Zelda. I feel so strongly for my love of Zelda that I just can't wait for the next one. I'm very excited for this year is the Zelda anniversary, and then I might feel in a similar place with Joey right now, the way he is right now, in like, let's say in a few months, if we don't get any hint of a Zelda anniversary celebration, that would put me in a very similar place with Joey.
Okay,
like, serious disappointment.
I can give you a little bit. Let me screenshot this and send this to my child.
Or it's not Joey. I'm sorry, Spartan. I may have said Joey. I apologize.
Okay. I'll give you a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope to end this off, okay?
Sure.
The last direct that we had, do you remember what it was?
No, I mean, what are you talking about? What about it?
The last direct. It was the Mario movie direct.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that was pointless.
Okay, there were some words spoken in that I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And you and I haven't got to talk about that since that happened. But when they were talking about the movie, they were like, it's Mario's 40th anniversary. And this movie is basically like the culmination of the 40th anniversary. This is like the big thing they're basically saying this is our big hurrah at the end of the 40th anniversary. That comes out next week. So they're not doing Zelda's 40th because they're still doing Mario's 40th. That ends next week. Once the movie's out, it's going to have its time.
I got you.
Then I think at that point, that gave me a lot more hope hearing them say that, like, oh shit, okay. That gives me like, you're still in Mario mode. That's fine. I got you. Okay, we're good. But now I know when that ends. So I'm going to be looking out at that point.
You're totally right about that. And I wasn't trying to paint a picture of doom and gloom for Zelda. I was just kind of reacting to Joey's comment that I could be like him in a few months. But I agree with you 100%. And I remember actually catching that myself too. Like, also, when they've been doing these Mario announcements for things, like, you see the Mario 40th anniversary emblem in the right-hand corner.
Really pushing that.
And like, I hate to, not hate, but I want to remind everybody that it's actually already the 41st anniversary of Mario, and they're still calling it.
Technically,
and they're still calling it
September, but yeah,
they're still calling it the 40th. And I just want to remind you guys that we are a year past when they started officially celebrating the Mario 40th last Mario Day. So I have been
No, they didn't start celebrating Mario's 40th on Mario Day. It was in September at the Mario Direct. Or the Mario portion of the Direct in September.
I have remained optimistic for Zelda this year anyway until the Mario movie, because that was my deadline. It's like, all right, once the Mario movie's over, we'll give them another couple. We'll give them a little buffer after that. They're not going to immediately start talking about Zelda, but give them a buffer.
No. And yeah, you gotta give them. But think about it. Think about how good that works for them. Like, if you think about this, Mario movie comes out, and then you've got, I mean, basically, when it's in theaters, your first 2 weeks are like the most important.
Yeah.
It's your first week, the box office the first week, and then you hope that you can either kind of stay or not drop off too much. If you go higher, that's great. If you keep more in the second week, amazing. Usually, you're just looking to not drop off a lot. Right. Second week's the most important week because that's when it shows you, like, okay, the people who saw it the first week are the people who are going to see it the first week anyway. But what did they say about it? That's the important thing, because what they say about it is what makes the other people week 2 go. So those are the most important 2 weeks. So they'll probably give it at least another week after that. I mean, theater runs at this point, like your big runs, like a month. 40 days, let's say 40 days. After that, it's like, who cares? So, let's say next Wednesday it comes out. It's on the 1st, which I'm going at 10 a.m. and I will have a movie review on my channel directly after.
I'm going on the 3rd, actually, myself. That's when we're going, Friday night.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going. I got tickets for like 11 a.m. up at the mall. Like, I'm dropping the kids at school and going straight over.
Single.
So,
I wish I could do that, but I think I'd be pretty upset if I were to do that.
So, I feel like a couple weeks after that, like into April, and maybe that lines up with the new things, because that's what we were talking about earlier too. Like, the Switch era was February directs. Switch 2 era at this point, it was in April.
It was an
April thing. That may be the new thing, and you said you like that. 2 big ones a year. 2 big ones. An April
totally
one and a September one. Just give me 2 bangers every year and small announcements in between.
Here's my realistic expectation. Now, I know I always say expectations are the thief of joy. We are due for a direct.
Oh, God, yeah.
Not just Zelda, but just anything.
Yeah.
So here's what I expect. I'm looking at the calendar over here. I expect no later to have a direct April 29th. That's the last week of April. That's the last hurrah of.
I think you're pushing it even then, but yeah, okay.
That's sometime in April. It can't be the first week of April because that's the movie.
It will not.
Won't be the second week.
Maybe.
It won't be the second week. I think it could be starting the 3rd week, entering, because that's 3 solid weeks. We have the 13th through the 30th, basically. 30th is a Thursday.
You may be right, man, because you know what else could come with that, too? Now that we're out of Mario Galaxy movie territory?
Zelda movie and stuff.
Yeah.
So here's my thought drip.
Especially if we're going to maybe get a little bit of that.
Let me finish.
Anniversary.
Yeah,
go ahead,
let me finish my thoughts.
I like what you're cooking. Keep cooking.
I don't think the first direct we're hearing about Zelda, I just have a feeling in my gut where they're not going to what I want. They're not going to do what I want. They never do what I want. So why would they do what I want? A big blood direct like they did last year. They're not going to do that. That was a one-time thing when a console launches. That's how I think it's going to be realistically. I want it to say differently, but that's just what I think.
September was good too, though.
Yeah. I think that we're going to get a direct between that 3-week period, and also we're going to get an announcement in that direct of not only that we are beginning the season of celebration for Zelda, but we are going to get an announcement in that direct for the Zelda direct that they're going to do. They're going to do a Zelda direct that's like a 25-minute presentation of all things Zelda 40th anniversary at a later date. They're going to announce that for a later date and not share anything for Zelda in that direct.
I don't know.
If they were to share Zelda information, if they were to do that, that happens at the beginning of the direct, and it's like an hour long.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Remember, like the September one was awesome. It was an hour long, and like half of it was Mario.
Yeah,
like that was cool. Do it again with Zelda.
I think what I said first is more likely, but I don't think it's unlikely that we see something similar to September or even last April. So.
Yeah. I agree. If they're gonna go on the 2 directs a year thing, I gotta agree with Spartan on this one. Just fucking tell us. Just fucking say it. Say, hey, I know all you guys out there on YouTube are talking about like, a September direct. Well, we get one in February. Like, listen, you won't. You're not getting one in February. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do one in April sometime. We'll let you know. We're gonna do a big one in September too. We'll let you know.
So I don't want to be this guy that's like, but dude, the other platforms just suck. I'm not going to be that guy, but I want to say this to Spartan. I think it's a little bit silly that you're already like not interested. That seems a bit silly to me because that was something that you would say if you're looking at elsewhere, looking at competition and going, they're having so much fun over there. I bought 3 Switch 2s and nothing's happening. What's going on, Nintendo? I spent all this money and I'm looking at my friends and they're having so much fun with their PS5s with all these games and Xbox with all these games. But over here in Switch land, nothing's going on. I'd be pissed. Now, half of that's true. There's not a lot going on in Switch land, but the other half is not. It's not like
we're not. There's not, but dude, there's plenty of shit to play.
And you can play it on Switch too. This third party stuff. So what I'm saying is that Spartan, it's not like you can look at PS5, the competition, the PS5, Xbox, even Steam is PC. That's struggling right now too. Steam, they're the Steam machine. That's a situation which we need to do a show on with Jeff on. But like you look at everywhere else, it's like, well, they're doing less. If you think Nintendo's not doing anything, imagine being a Xbox fan. Imagine being a Sony fan right now.
Yeah, man. At this point,
you're playing your games you're already bought, but like there's no like Wolverine is like coming later this year. That's great. I'm excited for that. What else is happening? Yeah. There's gonna be like 5.
Use my PlayStation for something besides YouTube in over a year.
There's gonna be 5 things this year, I guarantee you. For me, that I'm gonna be like, I need to buy that. For Nintendo published games, there's gonna be 5 this year that I go, I need to buy that. There's only 1 for PlayStation. There is 0. Well, maybe 1 for Xbox, the Forza, but Xbox puts their games on other platforms, so I'm just going to wait for that.
Maybe not. Wait, hey, they may be pulling all that back. We'll have to talk about that in another podcast, too. They may be pulling all that back. They may say,
I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Because they're going PC route. Why would they ever? They're already, by going PC, they're giving the game to many platforms.
I don't know.
PC is like a million platforms in one. They're just going to go multi-platform. That's what they've already done. They said they're going to do. That's what they're going to do.
Listen,
but we'll talk about it.
All I'm saying is, this is an Xbox. So, I can get my games on that. It's fine.
This is an Xbox. It's also the, what is this called? This thing is called the Easy SMX 10 Lite, which I'm going to be doing a video on very soon. And speaking of hardware, Drip and I recorded earlier an episode of the podcast for his YouTube channel, not our channel.
Going on my channel.
It's going on Drip's channel.
Tell all your friends about it. Tell all your friends that they need to go watch that video. And then it's going to get them to come watch the podcast. We're going to have lots more friends to hang out with here.
That's right.
That's going to be coming up. I think I'm going to post it tomorrow.
Cool.
I think I'm going to post it tomorrow.
So stay tuned for that on Drip's channel. I think it will be co-published to the podcast channel as well. Just, because it is basically our podcast, just about hardware. But we're going to post it over here too. So stay tuned for that. We're going to post it over here. We're going to share it over here. You'll see. You'll just wait tomorrow. So look at your sub feeds tomorrow. If you're subscribed to Drip and the podcast channel, you'll see it for sure. That was fun. I'm glad we did that, man. And more things might be happening like that in the future, especially the hardware. We're very curious about trying to do podcasts, so to speak, about hardware. They're basically just videos, but podcast format for hardware. So just talk. And today we talked about the moped situation, which we're going to not say anything more about it. We're just going to make you guys watch the video because it's very interesting. But there's, now that I'm getting a lot of products to review these days, Drip and I both have a lot of products to review and a lot of thoughts and opinions on products. So doing hardware style podcasts is very intriguing to us, mainly around Switch 2, if not exclusively. So we'll see about that. But yeah,
none of this is going away though, by the way, just putting that out there. We're still doing this live the same way, but extra stuff. Yeah.
So we're not doing an after show either. I need to get going here. But you guys have been awesome this week.
Long show. Good.
It was a long show too. I mean, we basically went our full time slot anyway. So full show, we had a whole lot to talk about, plus the breaking news. So that kind of drove the show time tonight. So we appreciate you guys watching. We're thankful.
Drips. Let's see if we can go somewhere.
We're going to send this off to Dude, and I'm going to stall for a couple minutes here. Thank you, Jim, for being here for the whole podcast. Thank you, Spartan, for chiming in during the show. Call of Duty with games, I didn't get to say hi, but thank you, man, for also your contributions. They make me giggle internally. Who else has been here the whole time? Joey Pitts, appreciate you, man.
I don't know how to do this now. Oh, there it is. Edit.
I'm stalling to give Drip a couple extra minutes to rate over the Dude.
So much stuff.
But for those of you guys listening to the audio stream, we're going to audio podcast, and I messed up my outro. Those of you listening to the
Oh, yeah, he's there. We're going.
I messed up. I stalled long enough, so we're going to see you guys next week.
Stick around. Tell Dude we said hi.